Hello, Zach here again with a continuation of the Age of Empires, the Forgotten Empires Nation Cup. This is still round 1, and this is game 3 of 5 between Germany and their opponents, Norway, who we have here. And in red today we do have Bad Trip playing as Huns over to the kind of centre left of the map. He's not over in a corner, which is kind of unusual. He is playing as Huns, and he's in red here. Over up to the little bit of north of him, they are fairly close together. His teammate, the Viper, playing as Indians in yellow up to the north of the map. Over to the other side, we do have in blue Antan, aka Bender, playing as Huns in blue, and down to the south of him in green, we have Blaze playing for Team Germany as Indians in green. And so we do have Indians versus Huns mirror civs, and it's kind of mirrored as well because we have Huns versus Indians on the bottom, and Indians even versus Huns on the top. So hopefully this is going to be a good one. The last game was pretty darn good, and once again we have got Indians again. Indians are, I think, the main featured civ in the first round. The second round, the featured civ is the Incas, and so on and so forth. For the other civilizations as well. So I'm just going to obviously speed things up while things get underway. I don't think anyone is going to be rushing or anything like that. And the map again, cenotes or cenotes, basically little marshlands everywhere that you can dock, and Viper has indeed docked it, hence his score look. And yeah, it's quite an interesting map. It's very open, hard to wall, but obviously these games have a tendency to last a long while because, well, if you're on an equal level to your opponent, well, once you've got 250 population limit, it could be very difficult to actually, you know, break through your opponents because they've got a lot of economy to back up what they have got. So this is kind of interesting. Blaze playing as Indians, going for a little bit of a rush. Bad Trip responding with 2 militia as well, and Blaze bringing in 3 militia now. He's not going to bring in any more. Let's see if he can actually pick off anything here. I don't know. Bad Trip isn't advancing just yet. He's had to make 2 militia, so it's going to slow him down a little bit, and he has going to take these deer. Worth pointing out as well, there is a new technology, and it's called hunting dogs, which is available from the mill. Let's hope I can find it without messing up. There we go, hunting dogs from the mill there. 40 food, 25 wood, and it increases your villager gathering rate from wild animals by 25%. So it does work out in maps such as Yucatan, for instance, where there is a lot of boars or a lot of hunts, and it's kind of an interesting little upgrade there that you can research. Very nicely done by Blaze there. He took out Bad Trip's scout, and Bad Trip with 2 militia to Blaze's 2 militia and scout there. So Blaze coming off a little bit better off than Bad Trip in that situation. Pretty nicely done from him. But Viper going to have a pretty decent eco here. He is playing as Indians. He's already got his stable up, and yeah, I also want to apologise quickly for having a little bit of a messed up kind of order to these videos because some are live streamed, so it kind of makes it easier for me to just upload them when they're live streamed, because a lot of the games are being played at funny times or not in order, and it's just a bit of a pain in the neck really to sort of order them. But anyway, Viper with a few scouts, a little scout rush, works quite well with Indians, I guess. The best civilization for scout rushing, I believe, in the out of the new ones would be the Magyars. So they do get 10% cheaper scout cavalry, light cavalry, and 10% cheaper hussars as well. So that's kind of cool. But he's decided to go for a scout rush as Indians, and not surprising really. That's Viper's kind of play style. If you ever watch him playing Arabia, he will usually make a stable scout rush and then two archery ranges to add on. We'll see if he does that here. He may decide to make another stable and go for a fast castle, so he can get out those beefy camels. But it is also worth noting that the Indian camels will be nerfed a little bit. They are too strong at the moment. We know that after watching these games, and that is exactly why we're having these games, to help balance the game a little bit more. And we should be able to do that because obviously the pros are going to get a very good idea for these civilizations, and they'll be able to say what needs nerfing, what needs boosting, and they've already decided that the Indian camels need a nerf. I will let you know as soon as I know exactly what that nerf is going to be. Viper coming around the back here, going to pick up a couple of villagers. Oh, we got one, but forced away by that spearman there. Very, very close to losing that scout cavalry. 1 HP left, and I think it went in with one as well. Having a little bit of a fight on the shallows with some spearmen there as Bender goes with Scout Rush at the back, but only 2 scouts, not really too much of a threat. And I am terrible at dealing with Scout Rushes, something I just can't do. I'm just terrible at it. But then that's just me, you know. Blaze going for scouts, it looks like down to the bottom of the map as well, and he will probably be making some scouts very shortly, as Bad Trip is opting to go for archers and crossbowmen, or maybe kind of fast castle again with heavy cavalry archers, cavalry archers even added on. So Blaze quickly up to the castle edge, and he will be the first one to do so. Bad Trip a little way away yet, so Blaze may just be holding on for now, not making any military whatsoever, and then going for some camels once he reaches castle. Pardon me, once he reaches castle edge. Again, we'll have to wait and see to find out. And Viper still has 2 scouts milling around Bender's base. He will be able to do some damage. I'm sure he will find a hole to poke through, but Bender does have a couple of spearmen protecting his wood piles, so he's going to be fine for the time being. And of course, Viper will probably lose this spearman here, as there's an archer there as well. There we go. And now I'm just waiting to see some action from Blaze down here. He's going to be castle very shortly. I'm going to keep things speeding up till we get to some action. Of course, we don't just want to watch people booming. It's not the most I don't know, most exciting thing to watch. And let's see, is Viper going castle? No, wait, wrong person. No, he's not. He could do though. He's got the resource. There we go. He's going to go up now. He did just build an archery range at the back. Don't know if he's going to go for some cavalry archers. Perhaps they've been reduced in price for every civilization, I believe, or increased in price for the Huns at the very least. And Blaze going to lose some villagers perhaps here from the attack from Bad Trip with these archers. Problem is, Bad Trip is not going to be a castle for a little while yet, and Blaze even will be castle right now. He's researching bloodlines, and he probably will start making some of those beefed camels from the Indian Civ, which is kind of what he is probably aiming to do. Viper not really with much army at the moment, though Bender does have a little bit of army outside of his base. It's going to be delayed into the feudal age, that's for castle age I mean. He's got no gold at all, and Viper up to castle already, as we know. So Viper may be able to quickly deal with deal with Bender once he does get up. Of course, he's playing as Indians. He's had a little bit of practice with these now, so he just needs to defend from Bender's little attack here, and he will be absolutely fine. Though Bender is bringing in more archers and stuff, so he may just be able to do some damage. Viper engaging with his villagers. Bender though, +1 defense, +1 attack. Not really the kind of thing you want to be engaging your villagers with, but he's done it anyway. He's took that little risk there, and perhaps that will pay off. Indians, Blaze here coming out with some more camels. He's already got 5 out on the field. He may just be able to pick off these archers here, as look, they do have the extra defense, they do have the bloodlines upgrade that gives them the extra HP, so it could be kind of a nice little defense from Blaze over there, and Bender right into Viper's base. At the moment, Bender and Blaze have the score lead, and bear in mind they're coming back from 2-0 down here, and there we go, Blaze attacking the archers of Bad Trip. He is going to clear them all up, I think. Obviously, camels do move faster than archers. He will take them all out, and Bad Trip will try and do what damage he can on the retreat, but they are almost all dead. Give it a few moments and they will be. And now Bender sending some archers and spearmen around the back of Bad Trip's base. He's got a watchtower on this gold though, so that's going to be safe for the time being, and not really so much back at Bad Trip's base. He's still not castle yet. He will be shortly, but we do have the Viper into the castle age right now, and he will be creating some of those just normal camels. No idea about upgrades just yet. He doesn't have fletching, and I'm not surprised. He's not really making any archer units, so he's saved himself the the food and gold on fletching there. And that does mean that he will be able to get an extra cavalry upgrade, which may just increase, there we go, look, +2 defense on his cavalry. No forging yet or anything like that, so no extra attack increases. But in comes Bender now into Bad Trip's base. He may just be able to kill off a villager. I don't think he's going to have much luck though, as Bad Trip will send his skirmishers, his spearmen in there, though they are very low on HP. I'm sure Bad Trip will be able to to defend against that. I can hear a fish trap going up for the Viper right now, and he is going to indeed continue to fish from this little lake. And fish traps are kind of a bit funny because they gather really slowly, but they do have a very large amount of food in them for quite a cheap amount of wood, so they're kind of good. But anyway, Viper is pushing out with his camels now, and he's going to look for a gap. There we can see the new palisade wall from Blaze. Of course, palisade walls build faster than stone walls, and they are cheaper, so kind of worthwhile to just stick the palisade wall in there if you want to save your 200 stone for your new 2 town centres, which Blaze may just make very shortly. He's already made his second, waiting for the third, no doubt. And where has the Viper gone? Oh, he's down here. Not a lot going on up on Bender and Viper's side of the map. It all seems to be going on down here, though. Where has he gone again? I've lost him. Where's he gone? We should just do that. There we go. He's down here looking for a hole in Blaze's defense. Blaze has indeed left his wall open, and Viper can just get right in there. Let's see what he can actually pick off. Obviously, he just have his scouts in here already. Going to have a bit of reconnaissance, and at the moment, equal upgrades. Both got bloodlines, both got +2 defense, and they're going to have a bit of a scuffle. I think obviously Viper will win that one if Blaze decides to engage, but Bender still with his feudal units here. He's not actually upgraded anything at all. I watched him last game and I noticed he did go for a lot of trash. He seems to be doing very similar here. In fact, he's still feudal. He's only just going up to the castle age now, though he does have quite a few archers around. He may just be able to upgrade to crossbowmen straight away. He may just be able to do that, but he has got a few scouts as well. Going to try and pick off some more villagers from Viper, but of course Viper with the camels able to take down the camels very not the camels, the scouts very quickly, and Blaze with a lot of camels there, forcing the Viper away. He is going to have to look for another angle of attack as Bad Trip reaches the castle age at long last, and he will probably have a pretty decent economy right now actually. He's just throwing up his second town centre on that gold, third town centre on this gold over here, so he's going to try and work on his economy a little bit. He is Huns, so fairly decent economy building, as they don't have to bother about houses or anything like that, which means you should have an 100% efficient town centre work time if you don't have to get housed. And Bender doesn't want to really engage these camels, so it would not be good. They have got +4 melee armor at the moment, and yeah, he does not want to engage them, and that would not be a good idea. But oh, nice, Bad Trip with some pikemen here. He knows that Blaze is mainly going to make camels, so he's going to go for crossbowmen and pikes. Kind of nice. That could be working in his favour here. Bodkin Arrow is on the way. He's already got +1 attack and defense for his pikemen as well. So Blaze has got the maneuverability. He's going to be looking to get right into Bad Trip's base, pick off villages where he can, but Bad Trip with another town centre over this side. Kind of nice there, because he will be able to protect his eco, and of course he knows he's up against Indians who have a decent economy anyway, though he failed to protect his villagers there. He's going to lose 1 over on this side. He may lose a couple more over here. Not good at all, but Bad Trip's starting to make some cavalry archers right now, more pikemen as well. He really needs to stop these camels. We know they've been a really big menace in the previous games. Of course they are still very weak to arrow fire, but look at that, picking off quite a few villagers there, and Blaze with a very nice raid actually. He did a bit of damage, which is very good to see, and Bad Trip with his 3 town centres. Blaze opting for the 2 for the time being. I can't see a third from him, but of course his villagers are only costing him 40 food right now, which does mean they are a lot cheaper, and he can make them make a lot more villagers whilst still making army at the same time. And nice from Viper right into Bender's base again. Bender with 3 town centres. He's going to try and keep his villagers as safe as he possibly can. I'm sure he'll be okay for the time being, but Viper's starting to expand rapidly at the back now with his 40 food cost villagers. So kinda even at the moment, I'd say, though Viper and Bad Trip do have the score lead just slightly. I think Viper getting away a little bit due to the fact he has quite a bit of army, and his economy is quite nice also. And Bender seeing this, these camels down here protecting his villagers very early on. That's nice from him. And of course, wow, look how many fish traps he has got in there. Viper may just be able to kill off a couple of fishing ships if he gets a scout on there. Of course, that's the problem with these little lakes. They do offer little protection to your fishing ships, Bad Trip now being chased down by camels. Yeah, this is kind of a time when you want husbandry. If you have husbandry, you'll be able to get away from these camels a little bit easier. It will make things easier indeed. And the camels will be chasing Bad Trip away, but that's kind of good. It's going to distract Blaze for the time being even, and Viper will continue to hit and run on Bender's base. Bender going for a similar strategy, plenty of pikemen and cavalry archers as well. So it seems like the best the best option to counter the Indian camels is to make pikemen and, if you can, cavalry archers. And Viper, ooh, big fight over here. I think Viper will need to retreat, saying he needs pikes there. Bad Trip is Blaze with so many camels. He's got a very large army, but he does have a little less eco at the cost of that. If you look, he's only on 2 town centres. Viper has got the 3 at the moment, and he will be churning out villagers from all of those, constantly gaining a little bit of an advantage in his eco. So Viper gonna be okay for the time being, I think, on this side, as is Bad Trip, but Blaze with his huge army needs to do the damage while he can before they get too far ahead in the economy. Bender doing the same over here with his 4th town centre going up. He doesn't want to fall too behind either. And of course, with the extra population limit, it is worthwhile to get those extra town centres as well, as they will help you out in the long run. Bad Trip needs to retreat with ease. He just needs to get back onto the hill and hit and run again. And of course, I think he does have, it's hard to say, he might have husbandry now, but he just needs to just micro away, micro hit, because he can probably kill these guys off if he does just micro them well, and he will do that, I think, just now. But they've got a lot of pierce armor as well, which does mean that even with bodkin arrows, cavalry archers having a pretty tough time killing off the camels. Of course, the camels will have the attack bonus against the cavalry archers, and it looks like Bad Trip will lose this battle down on here, which is really not good for him. Cavalry archers costing, I think, pretty much the same as the camels, so really not a good fight for him to pick. Bender with cavalry archers over this side, and Viper now with a few more camels, same upgrade wise. Of course, the maximum these can be upgraded is 5 pierce armor, 5 melee armor. That is the most they can be, so they're fully upgraded for the castle age for the time being. And Viper pushing forwards with some villagers. What is he going to go build? Well, he's making a forward castle here. That's nice. We've not actually seen many elephant archers just yet. They are a very expensive unit, and they are very slow as well, so they're more tanking than anything. Viper engaging over here with the pikeman. Not a good fight for him to pick. He has lost all of his camels there, but at the cost of getting the castle up, it was probably worthwhile. This castle, look how quick it picks off these camels. I think it's pretty much one shot for any camel, and the camel will die. It's incredible how weak they are at buildings. Blaze making a big mistake attacking this castle with his camels, and they may, well, they're not going to get the castle down for a while. Viper is going to make some reinforcements. Bad Trip is going to send his pikes over to deal with camels very quickly, and I think Viper will be able to keep his castle just fine here. Let me just check. The sound volume is very high, isn't it? I should probably have lowered that. Oh, maybe not. That may be a little bit too low now. Sorry. Maybe there? Yeah, the sound volume was very high, I noticed there. I hope it's been okay for the whole game, but I've turned it down a little bit now. I don't think anything's changed since the last game at the very least. And this castle, it will probably stay up, and he's going to get a lot of kills with it, but in comes a ram, so Bad Trip better hurry up and reinforce and help the Viper out here. Speed things up just a moment while Bad Trip gets in there. A lot of units here. It's hard to see what's going on behind the castle, but he is going to be able to kill off a few of these rams and of course the camels. Will the castle remain? He's going to repair it very quickly, and in comes the cavalry archers from Bad Trip. It looks like the castle will stay up. No, it's not. It's gone down. Just as I say that, it goes down, and Viper now into the Imperial Age with the heavy camels already, +5 defense, +5 attack. He is going to start to pick off these rams, and hopefully, well, his idea here is to push through and keep Bender on the defensive as he pushes forwards with his attack. He just got a castle in defense here. He's got another castle where he just lost his current one, and he's going to make some more heavy camels, of course. And Bad Trip playing his Huns at the moment. He is going to keep Blaze from reinforcing Bender, whilst the Viper does continue to push with his heavy camels and with the Imperial camels that he may have very shortly, though I doubt he will have them just yet. He could be upgrading it though. Imperial camel on the way. He would be mad not to, really. We've already seen the power of the Imperial camel. He's going to make Imperial camels, and that is final. Let's have a look at the upgrade very quickly. There's the heavy camel. The heavy camel, there it is. There's the heavy camel stats. Imperial camel, there we go. Bit more attack, bit more HP. That will of course be nerfed because they are currently too strong, we've decided. And now Viper looking to push forwards his attack, making a trebuchet at these castles here to start to pick away at Bender's base. Looks like, yeah, market from a bad trip. Wondering why he's putting it quite there. He could move it back a bit, but fair enough. He's going to put it there. He's already walled off a little bit as well, so very nicely done by him. Already had the foresight to protect the trade that they don't even have yet. Bad trip into Blaze's base, really actually slowing him down. Blaze has got a lot of villagers garrisoned, really slowing his eco down, and they've already got trade up as well, which is kind of interesting. But Viper now looking to really push his advantage here. Moving the Imperial camels in, he'll be able to attack the cavalry archers, take them down. The only problem is the pikemen, but of course, with the extra armor, with the higher attack and higher HP right now, the Imperial camel, it really is a force to be reckoned with. I think they could probably deal with the pikemen pretty easily as well. And now Bender is into the Imperial Age. Is he going to get the halberdier upgrade? Yes, he is. That's the first thing he's going to do. Halberdier upgrade and a lot more pikemen. That's his only realistic counter to the Imperial camels at the moment. The problem is, has Viper already got the advantage to make it a clear victory? I'm not really too sure, but he has got those trebuchets somewhere. Where did the trebuchets go? I'm not quite sure. He did have them around, and now he's starting to make hand cannoneers, which is of course to counter the halberdier that will be coming out. So Viper playing this quite cleverly with the hand cannoneers coming out. Pretty nicely done. And this is where the trebuchet's words take out the castles from Blaze. He's quite confident with his attack with just the Imperial camels into Bender's base, coming forwards with the siege workshop as well, and he will just be able to pick off so many villagers and so many just everything. The halberdier do stand up to the Imperial camel a lot better though, and they will be able to do a lot more damage, but I think it's hard to say, but Bender really hasn't got that much to deal with this. He's struggling, and he's not able to mass up enough army to attack the Imperial camels and take them down. Very nicely done by, where was I? Here we go. By Viper up here as well, taking out the castles, taking out the town centres, and Bad Trip just massing up pikemen of his own to go against the Imperial camels of Blaze, or heavy camels at the moment. And they're still just waiting for trade, but I don't know if they're going to need it. They've got a lot of resources already in the bank, and they're almost at 200 population. They are just going to continue to push forwards. Viper doing a pretty good job with his Imperial camels here, which, as I say, and I will repeat, will be nerfed because they are currently too strong, as we can see. Taking out the town centre here from Blaze, and they are going to continue to keep the pressure on. We should see more trebuchets from Viper. That's what we should see. He needs to start taking down these buildings pretty quickly. Of course, you could do it with his Imperial camels, but they're not so strong. And of course, against town centres, they're pretty weak as well. Bringing in the hand cannoneers now. The only real counter that Bender has got to the Imperial camels has been countered by the hand cannoneers, of course. And Bender going to have a tough time now to deal with the Imperial camels. In comes Blaze. He's got all the upgrades he needs, but he's going up against the Imperial camels with heavy camels. Look at the difference. They're missing out on 20 HP. They're missing out on 4 attack. So of course, Viper going to make short work of Blaze's Imperial camels there. I think that could be one of the final blows. Blaze losing his army over this side, whilst they keep the pressure on up on the top over here. So it looks to me like Viper and Bad Trip are going to take this game, make it 3-0. I don't want to be too early to call it, but it does look that way. It's not looking very promising for Bender and Blaze at the moment, as Viper is just steamrolling through Bender's base, and he's trying to move back and expand to the back, but what can he really do? He's going to run out of room eventually, and though they do have trade, that is very easily attacked and very easily countered as well. And Blaze, of course, doesn't have Imperial camels just yet. Viper has fully upgraded Imperial camels, worth pointing that one out, and Bender resigning there, Blaze resigning there as well, and that makes it 3-0 to Norway versus Germany at the moment. And I will bring you game 4 and 5 very shortly. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Please remember, the Imperial camels are nerfed, will be nerfed, and beta is beta. This is a whole thing for testing. Please don't think that oh, Indians are so overpowered, because they will be balanced out by the time it's released. That's why it's still in beta right now, and we are doing this tournament test. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I have been Zach, and I will see you next time.